Okay. Um, how can we balance commitment and freedom in a healthy relationship without feeling trapped or guilty?
Wow, this is a big one. I feel most people actually really trapped in like obligation of like roles or responsibility you need to play in any form of relationship, whether it's a romantic one, whether it's a family, whether it's for like between parent and kids. I feel it's a like very deep social conditioning. I'm not saying that it's bad to play those roles and responsibility, but where is the balance? How do you be yourself in the same time being able to carry out those responsibilities? I feel that's like the key thing. Is really where's the balance? So I feel that balance really comes from our heart, our feeling, our gut feel, and a lot of time people relate that to like being selfish. If I follow my heart, I don't want to do this, then the other person will suffer, and that's always the conflict, right? It's like if I follow my way, then it's not your way. Can you think of any possibility of the third way? It's not just about option A, which is your way, option B, which is the other person's way. But I feel that following heart actually can give birth to option C, and that is a way of a win-win between two persons. And that require one thing. I would say two things. One is really you follow your heart sense, where you are centered in your being, in the sense that you follow your gut feel. If you feel that when you do that thing, it doesn't carry love or comfort inside you, then you better don't do it, because that's not an action of love anymore. That's just like a compliance of responsibility. So that act itself doesn't carry the intention or the energy or the feeling of love. Just like you cook a meal just because you need to cook it for your family, that meal wouldn't be wonderful because that meal it's not cooked with love. Same things with many things in life. If you do it without that coming from a space of love and care, then it's not just the mind care, or I cook because it is I care for my family, so that's why I cook. I'm not saying from that, but when you do that cooking itself, are you in that space? Are you in that alignment, in that feeling? Or you're just thinking, I'm just too tired, I'm too exhausted, I need to rest. Then your heart is telling you the otherwise. So it's so important to be able to align to our heart space first. I feel that's first most important thing. Second is communication. I feel that if you feel that way, the other person wouldn't know unless they're so sensitive about you. But we are living in a fast-paced environment where everybody has their own life, and we all go caught up in our own dramas. And it's so important in the conversations to converse out your heart and tell the person, hey, look, I know you expect of me to provide this for you. For example, the cooking situation, maybe as a mom, and tell family, hey, I'm really tired today. Is there an option? Maybe we can have other options. Can I maybe cook lesser, or maybe can we eat out? Depends on the situation. I feel that conversation will allow the other party to be able to understand you, to be able to relate to you, and that will give birth to a win-win situation through a conversation, because both will start aligning with the same idea, with the same understanding. If you just put it all inside your heart and you say, okay, I just care about myself, I don't care about my family, that's being selfish. So you need two things. One is really listening to your heart and operate from your heart space. It's really about communication, communicating out your heart true felt desire, and allowing the person to communicate and to reach a mutual understanding and have the creative solution to solve their situations. That is a win-win for both, that you are happy, you are satisfied, you're comfortable, and the person also feeling the same way. So that is, to me, an option C, that involves your heart and conversation.
What if the person don't even want to ask anymore or want to convey anymore, because if that person sees no hope of change, that is impossible because the other person is already like that for many years?
Oh, it's very common. It's very common. I have it in my own family as well, and sometimes it takes time. It really takes time for another person. You must understand, the person behaves in a certain way for maybe for 10, 20, 30 years, and you don't expect it to like kind of change overnight. So sometimes it takes more than one conversation, and sometimes a lot of time it takes really more than one conversation. Not only more than one conversation, but more than one angle of conversation. It's like you don't keep on repeating the same message in the same manner, but you have to find creative ways to convey the same message in different ways. And Because sometimes people just don't get it in that one way. Sometimes people get it in the second way, third way. Maybe after 100 times, you do not know. The more you practice that, the more it gets easier. Conversation is really about reaching out to another person so that the person can listen and tune in to you. And everyone wants to be loved, want to be cared. So a lot of time I realize that people do not communicate, people command. People like command, I want this, I want that. And that is not a conversation. That's not the basis of conversation because that doesn't bring upon love. So when a person doesn't bring upon love, the other person wouldn't feel comfortable to listen to you because you are too commanding. Or even you soften your tone and pretend to converse, but if your intention is trying to like change another person, that intention is too invasive itself, and the person will feel that in your vibes, in your gesture, even before you talk about anything. So I feel the intention is critical. If you come with the intention of the softness, and it's very inviting for another person to wanting to tune in, wanting to listen. If the person is really, really too hardcore, why don't you start the conversation with the hug first? Just hugging maybe your parents, your loved one, your children, and just really give them the love first. And I'm sure they will easily melt down like 50% of the hard wall. I feel that's a simple and like good try. You can try it. I try it on my family. I try it on my own parent, and that works really well.